This is Ian's van, and it is the cleanest van in this whole place. Look what he's put on it. It's so shiny. He's always out there cleaning.
Hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to part 2 of our Busfest Van Tours episodes. In this episode we're going to be focusing on the Grand Californias, how people use them and what modifications they've done to their vans. If you're enjoying our videos, please consider subscribing, and why not give us a hype? It's a new button that YouTube have added that's specifically for small channels like us.
What? I've got them.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about your van, how long you've had it?
Yep, it's a Grand California 600.
Had it 3.5 years?
3.5 years. Yeah, we bought it as an ex-demo. We love it.
So what's your van called?
George.
Really?
No, Nellie's Adventures. The reason we chose Nellie's Adventures because Rachel likes elephants, and because we thought it actually looked a bit like an elephant. So with the 600 it has a hump on the front,
Yeah.
which we thought was very similar to this part here, and because it was big and grey, it was a bit like, and that's honestly where the name come from.
Nelly.
Yeah, Nellie.
What's your favourite bit of the van? What made you choose a Grand California over something else?
So we had a VW transporter conversion before, and we loved that. That was called Foxy. It was Silver Fox. So we like to put silly names of our vans, but it was just I was ill quite ill, and I found it hard climbing up into the bed at the top. And it did have a downstairs bed, but it was a bit unpractical really for us. So we decided to spend every penny of our savings and go for this. We've always liked Rachel used to have a Beetle, and she loves VWs.
I am a VW girl.
Same.
I'm her husband, so I have to do what I'm told. And yeah, so we went and looked at these, and why we loved this was because it was so different to all the old-fashioned, what we felt old-fashioned Fiat type vans with like 1970s deck, and this was like walking to an aeroplane basically for us.
Yeah.
Like with the aircraft lockers. Yeah, and it's such good value as well. It's an expensive vehicle, but the terrific value when you start looking around.
And you've added a splash of colour to
We've
the
tried
inside of yours.
tried to personalise it just a little bit without taking away. So it's a mess in there at the minute.
It's lived in. We're at a festival.
Yeah. I'm not going to mention my 3D printer.
You should.
Yeah. So the elephant there's another elephant there. We printed off on the 3D printer. And we definitely have an elephant thing.
And what's your favourite modification that you've done to the
so
van?
I think my favourite modification, well, the one I get the most comments on are the wheels.
Yeah, they're very
100%
nice wheels.
Everybody mentions wheels and tyres. Probably easier if I run through what we've done.
Okay.
Yeah. So, wheels and tyres, arches, mud flaps, headlights, different headlights. These are the retrofit LEDs. This thing, fly killer, or whatever you call it. What else on the outside? Don't know if it's on the outside. Oh, on the back we have. Oh yeah, that's our lovely screen cover.
Oh, we like it.
Rainbow screens.
Rainbow screens, who are very lovely. And this, to be honest, is a bit of a poor man's version of door storage, but it seemed to work all right for us. So a lot of people have the metal boxes, which are very smart but very expensive. So in here we put all our dirty stuff, like water, electric, the chocks which go under the front wheels. Anything what gets grubby goes in there, and that's kept out of the way.
And that's fitted on the factory bike rack, is it?
So I just had to move the bike rack up to avoid the spare wheel. Put the spare wheel on it, and I've de-chromed all the badges and things, which I quite like. I was going for that
stealth look.
Yeah,
looks good.
Sort of And then inside, mind you, I don't have to remind me because I'm a short ass. So inside we have the gas flow system in here, so with refillable gas. So what we do, you just go to the garage.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Connect it up to there,
Yeah.
and you just refill the bottles. And
Really
to
good
fill
idea.
to, the last time I refilled the big bottles,
Yeah.
I think it cost me about 20 quid for both,
Oh.
to
Wow.
fill both. It's a much cheaper way of doing it.
The replacement gas bottle is like 70
Yeah,
odd
but
quid nowadays.
The beauty of it is with a gas bottle, as you know, you never know if it is fully empty or how
No.
much it's, and you're always going to be losing part of it. So by this, every time we go away, we just pop to the local place and top it up.
Top it up.
You don't
That's
have
a
to
good idea.
buy a whole bottle. It's literally, you can put a fiver in there and it's full up.
Yeah.
So that's really good.
So
So I
have
love
you got
that.
Gas heating?
Sorry?
Have you got gas heating?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a lot of people don't like gas heating, but it seems to work all right for us. We've not had an
Especially
issue.
that.
So
Yeah, with this.
Um,
Perfect.
and then I made this. Pull out the floor.
Really good.
That works
Really
well.
handy.
Yep, you have to lift them up, put it back down. And then we've got another cupboard in there. I've put a new lithium battery in there as a new separate energy source.
Is that on a changeover switch?
Yes, I put a three-way switch. I've got a changeover switch for me power bank,
Yeah.
which I can connect that up and that'll run all the sockets through 13 volt socket, no 13 amp.
13 amp.
13 amp sockets, or I can switch over to the battery. So this morning we woke up, the AMG battery only lasts one night really, so that was down to 60% this morning, and as you know you can only run it down to 50%, otherwise
Yeah.
you start to ruin it. So we just flicked it over to the lithium, which we've got 200 amp hour lithium
Wow.
battery,
Yeah.
which is just in that cupboard there, Chris. So if you have a look, it's a really small one. They used to be a lot bigger,
Yeah.
but that's literally like this
Wow,
big.
That's 200 amp.
That's
that's
200 amp
impressive.
hours, yeah.
That's
So-
impressive.
So in theory, that battery gives us 4 times the power of the standard
Yeah.
AGM battery.
Because you can use 100% of it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I've got this as well, which is 240 watt hours.
Yeah.
No, 2,400 watt hours. So I think we've covered that base, hopefully, because we
Yeah.
haven't got solar.
Ah, I
Okay.
see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like
I like this.
Yeah, this is that's a good thing.
Makes a big difference when it's raining.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I put a tambour door on the back there to that cupboard, which I might well put one on here as well.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just took the door because the door in a 600 you've got like a bit more room in your 680, but in the 600 obviously it starts off the door open this way, and everyone used that for their kitchen stuff, but you could never get to it. You had to come around here to get into it, which was a pain. So the first thing I've done was I switched it to open the other way, which was better. But then that was a pain because you had to move everything out of the way to open it.
yeah.
So I thought if I put that on, I can just you get to it easy.
Yeah.
And I think
And
that's
actually, your pull-out levels out where the pipes run across
Yeah,
as well,
yeah.
doesn't it? That's really helpful.
yeah. I made that like you couldn't buy these when I made that. And it was the first big project, the first project I'd done where I was allowed to put an additional hole in the van.
Yeah.
'Cause it was, whatever you do, you can't put any holes in that van. And I said, I can't,
Is that what you said?
that's great, Rachel, but I cannot make a pull-out drawer. It was your idea, this pull-out drawer, actually. I cannot make with magnets or
Yeah.
what's that, Velcro. Yeah. But what I'd done, I was careful. I bought these and then I screwed into the, you know the rail what you've got where you
Yeah, the airline locker rail thing.
yeah. So there's nothing screwed in anything apart from the metal, so you can't see. If I took it out, you wouldn't really notice it.
Yeah.
So
Really clever.
I try. I have to. The boss makes me think about things.
They've got a very tidy boot as well, Chris. Haven't they got a tidy?
They
boot?
have got a tidy boot.
Unlike ours.
I've never been able to organise ours.
No, even got that's our Hoover that charges and hangs on there. I put a little magnet on there, which is just come loose now. But that just goes on there.
That's really handy.
Mm.
So
Very
what's
good.
this?
So that is the back of the cupboard from the front. So we've put that there for all our cooker stuff because we found that these 2 drawers here were getting full just that, and then you had nowhere to put any food. And it pulls out the way.
Yeah, you don't even notice it there, do you?
No, and it's to be honest, it's only the first outing with it in, so it's still like, hopefully it will be a good addition. So far, it seems to be working quite well.
Yeah, and that's from IKEA.
Yeah, the cupboard's from IKEA. Literally, it's about 30 quid for the cupboard.
The door colour's a really good match.
It's not far off, is it?
Yeah, really good.
And then I think it doesn't come with this. You just have to adapt it. One of them, them little buttons. We see. I'll show you. That goes in there, and then we do our little step to get up to bed. It just hooks on there while we're travelling.
Very handy.
Yeah,
Very well done.
and that's a gas monitor there on the side there. So you know, if you go abroad, there's this thing where people gassing people in vans. Have you heard about that?
No.
So they, through the vent holes, they put this particular gas that detects 3 different gases, like your colour gas if that leaks, another gas, and this knockout gas. I can't remember the name. And yeah, in Spain and France, it's a big thing. When you're asleep, they come and put this gas through your vents and stuff, and it knocks you out. Then they break into your van.
No way.
And you can't. Yeah, you can't. So that would detect if that gas enters the van.
Wow. Never knew that.
Didn't know, yeah.
Never come across
Trio
that
gas
before.
that's made. It's worth having. This little shelf. This was a blank, wasted space as far as I'm concerned before.
Yeah.
So I had this shelf in the house. It's a metal shelf from IKEA again. But what I held up and what I loved is that this chamfer sort of really complemented that chamfer on there.
It does go, doesn't
Almost to the fact that it looks like it.
Looks factory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Very clever.
And then
Good
it's
idea.
metal, this as well. So we've got the magnetic spice things, they go in there, and the magnetic, what do you call it?
Yeah. And I suppose that these.
They just, so when we travel,
Yeah.
that goes into a bag. We have like a food bag type thing. And when we get to site, we first can do is put these up here. I mean, I could easily make those magnetic, but
Yeah, just with a little
if they
stick
did
on one.
fall off, you'd make a mess, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Very nice.
So yeah, it's sort of quite homely for us.
So I'm Gordon, this is Jane. So we started in a Cali Ocean. We had that for about 5 years and we loved it, fantastic little car. But we sort of got to the point we wanted something bigger, so we ended up spending, I don't know, a good year looking at the usual things, coach builts, panel vans, V-dub or not V-dub and so on. And I think that journey is probably well trodden, isn't it? It's why so we end up going, we want to buy another V-dub. Because we know we want a panel van, not a coach built, because really that was about where we're going to park it rather than anything else, and parking it at home. And so we end up going, okay, it's a V-dub and the choice is 600 or 680. And so you think, okay, which one? We always covet the 680 bed in terms of that longitudinal bed, because this has got the transverse bed. But again, for where we park it, the 600 just worked for us. And when you're coming from an Ocean, both the 600 and 680 are huge. 600. And we've also got 2 grandkids who are very young at the moment, so they don't come camping without their parents yet. But the hope is, with an additional berth, we'll be taking them away within the next few years. So we've had this van 3 years. We bought it from you. We've had, I think, the standard mods that a lot of people do, which is the alloys and tyres. We've got ladder and bike spare wheel hole and so on, but I've also done inside the van quite a lot of sort of additional other little modifications that we can go have a look in the back of the van.
Yes,
One
please.
One of the things I would say to anybody looking to buy a van is own it and run it as you would for at least 6 months to really understand what it is, how you use it, because the key is it's how you use it. Everybody uses their van differently. There is no one sort of killer thing to add to this that would be best for you. It's however you use it. We just happen to use it in a particular way. So I've taken all the gas out of the van and we use it purely electric. It's diesel heated.
Do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's purely
Use only
electric.
gas. Never happened.
Well, because we never used the gas in the Ocean, so we sort of gone. And initially, I put one of the 6 kilo gas bottles in. Never used it for 6 months. So we might as well take it out and have this as a cupboard. So I've ended up making all right, all this back's going to fall out, but it's windy. Just shut the sliding door. Yeah. So I end up making a sort of a large drawer system here.
Oh wow.
So you can get access into where the gas would be, and that's just a cupboard now.
That is so tidy. Another really tidy boot.
I don't come into this bit.
And this generally is where all our, when we're not at festivals, we'd have the bikes in the back, and this would be all our bike helmets and so on would be in this bit. So that's one of the additions that I did, and I think it's a really practical thing that we've put on. The one that's a 3D printing, right? So all this stuff is 3D printed. And the little drawer here to use every inch of space, because when I put the false floor in to allow that drawer to work, all that area was then not used. So well, I can't have that. I can't have a little piece of the van not in use.
Did you make these?
Yeah. So I made all that apart. So that's the sort of how to use additional bits of space. But this setup is how we've gone gasless. Now again, we don't need a huge amount of energy in terms of power. So we've just got this simple EcoFlow setup. And when we're off-grid, I can flick a switch here, and that means the 230 out of the EcoFlow comes out of the Cali's sockets. It doesn't power the whole van, just the socket outlets. And then what I've also designed, and I've put it on the Facebook group, is this little setup here, which actually uses the USB-C from the EcoFlows to support the Cali's 12-volt system. So that keeps us up. We can be off-grid 4 days or so with this setup. So it's a relatively inexpensive setup and relatively simple to do, because it's all these sort of self-contained things you can buy direct from EcoFlow.
Because we don't have gas. I mean, I've always used things like, so we have an espresso machine for your coffee and your milk frother in the mornings. I've got a little toasty maker.
Yeah.
I've got the air fryer, I've got a little slow cooker, I've got a little hot pot thing.
So you're using
those
quite a
are all
lot.
the things that I will use,
Yeah.
which do take up space for storage, but I don't need frying pans or anything like that. And we have a little gas barbecue, which is just a little tiny
so
canister. So
that
that works really well. But I've always done that, so you tend to be sort of like try and prepare meals and things beforehand. And I don't like cooking in the van as such, because it's just like the sort
So
of
you
the
cook
smell.
outside
so I'll
mainly?
cook outside if I can, but things like air fryer and everything's all self-contained. So, no, I think it works well for us. I mean, I know that's not for everybody. But
I think you can't reach that more in terms of saying it really is what works for you. So when you look at one of these vans, don't assume someone has the perfect solution for you, because it's really unlikely. Get the stock van, run that, because that could be the perfect solution for you, just as is. But you probably will find little things you want to tweak, but tweak them when you find them, rather than trying to predict what you might want.
So like moving into a new house, I think sometimes you've got to live in it for a while just to sort of see what you want. Otherwise, you can make some expensive mistakes. Otherwise,
yeah. Do you have solar as well?
Yeah, we've got the factory solar that really keeps the leisure battery topped up for the most part. But we've also got a portable solar for this to keep this topped up. So, and I just set that up, rather like you've done with yours. And that's a sort of simple setup. And you can charge this from the engine as well. Although, again, because of how we use the van off grid, we tend to be festivals. And it tends to last the length of time we need it to last, and then we go home and just charge it all up again.
When you go away, do you tend to be off grid, or when you're at campsites, do you?
No, if we're going to campsites, especially if we're abroad, we'd have hookup. We've got the air conditioning in the habitation area.
Oh, okay.
And that needs the hookup. Now, you can. This won't run it, but you could create a system to run it, but you'd need a lot of lithium batteries. So we've just come back from Croatia, and when we were there, it was like 40 degrees for like sort of 2 weeks we were there, and it was just baking hot. So we looked for campsites with hookup.
Even when we go to festivals, we tend to try and choose pitches because some of the pitches will have electric hookup. And in fact, those are the ones we will try and try and get if we can. But
so this is really for these sorts of festivals, pub one-nighters, that sort of thing, where you've got it's still full service. So we've got all to run the hair dryer and the hair straightener.
All the essentials.
All the essentials. Have you done any modifications inside?
have we done any other than this? Have we done any modifications inside?
I think there's things like lighting and such like.
Yeah, there's a few little things that people who have Calis might.
You've probably changed.
Yeah, if you want to, we can have a quick look inside.
Serviette boxes.
So that one's tissue.
Tissues, serviettes. Yeah. Charging your Apple Watches.
That's so good. I like these little succulents.
Succulents, yeah, that's a little shelf to go on there.
Yeah.
But it's all things like that. I mean, that's just magnet, just hold that on.
I like the bunting.
Yeah, the bunting.
That's so pretty. Yeah. And the cushions. And the seat covers.
Yes.
They're lovely.
Yeah. When we first got the van, one of the things that I noticed was this area at night is really dark. And if you sit in this area and you want to read or whatever, it's super dark because it is just a standard crafter inside. VW haven't put any of the lighting in, so I've added these little lights here, which are it's still the VW style, but I've added one on both sides, and that again connects fully to the VW system. So when you press that, switch that light off, it switches it all off.
Wow.
So, which was I've posted how to do that on the Facebook group, so there is a how-to on that. And there's other little bits and bobs. Again, you live with for a bit and you realise that this would be handy. So down here, you've got there's a USB point and another socket outlet there, that's not factory. And again, I've added that so there's an additional socket because we cook electrically. Sometimes there's various things plugged in, 3 things, and so there's only 2 outlets there. There's also, if you're a 600, there's a step here, which is to get into the bed. Unless you're a gymnast, getting into that bed is very difficult. But a little, and then some additional bits. People will know if they've got one of these. There's a single socket here, and I've turned it into a twin. If you look down there, again, that's an easy mod people can make.
Smaller table.
Sorry.
Smaller table.
Oh, and the smaller table. I made this because I'd say nowadays you can buy them, and so don't bother making it yourself. But at the time when we bought the van, there was no such thing as a smaller table that you could buy at aftermarket. So I just bought the bits, the high pressure laminate, and cut it to size and made it ourselves. And I've got a couple of 3D printers, so a lot of this is 3D printed. So all like this part up here.
I was just looking at that.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
so because the as standard, you can't put anything in these systems. So I took out the standard bit and I've 3D printed some additional enclosures, and one I 3D printed just so it fitted the bows.
We've got the same bows.
Yeah.
So have you upgraded your sound system at all?
We have. So we've got the Clarion speakers system that I've upgraded, but I've also the Bose is really for outdoor, but it charges in there, so that's connected to the 12 volt system, which is it's just somewhere to put it that charges.
Yeah.
But for the sound generally, I've got these up in the corners, one in each corner, these little golf ball things. So when we're in the van and I'm not driving, these are just standard Apple HomePods, and they run off the 12 volt. And we put a telly in here. Again, that's something that some folks do. We can remove these seats and the telly just clicks in, and the telly then has got a Apple TV glued to the back of it.
Wow.
And that then talks to those. So we've got sort of surround sound-ish.
Oh, yeah.
not that we use that a lot, but it's one of those things that,
So if you don't use gas for cooking, what do you have instead of the gas rings?
Well, we've got a hot pot,
they're still
air
there.
fryer.
They're still there.
They're still there.
Oh, okay.
But we just don't use them.
You don't use them.
So future plans are to get rid of all that. But everything I've done, I've tried to make it so you can take it all out and return to factory.
Yeah.
And the first major, the Clarion stuff possibly that's difficult to return to factory because you've got tweeter holes you end up cutting out. But the first big thing that is impossible to return to factory is another little tweak I did recently. So this is the beginning of my journey on non-factory returnable things. Is this here, which is just an outdoor main socket, an outdoor 12 volt. So when you're outside and you want to power on a warning or whatever, you've got it out here. But that did involve a 95mm hole being drilled inside of the Cali, which
That's scary.
And it does clear the the door, which again, all the Californians will know.
That's better than the factory managed.
Yeah, the factory haven't managed to think about that. That's the water filler. So that's one of the things, if you're buying a Grand, the water filler, if you're filling with water, don't open this door or it ends up expensive. Yeah. But yeah, we've got in our mind the next thing we're going to do is change the worktop bit, take out the gas ring and the sink and just change it for a new composite outfit and a little induction hob and so on.
Okay. Was it too small or?
It's the shape of it. We've had the new tap, haven't we? But that just seems to be, it's like it's too low down and it's impossible to clean around the back of it.
Yeah.
There's the little rubber grommet things, every time you touch them they fall off and then it's all gone rusty underneath.
We shouldn't be too negative. It's a standard camper van Dometic thing, right?
Yeah.
So if you're camping, these are the things.
So you're going to change it. You're going to change the thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, once you have one of these types of vehicles, there is this community that does all these little mods, and so you end up going, oh, that's a good idea. So every time you come to these sorts of events, it ends up being very expensive, because I didn't have this ladder or those Project Camper blinds until this time last year. I was at a similar event and one of our members, Den, had this. Denn Lisa went, oh, I like that. And so you go away thinking you just stayed in the field for free or nearly for free, but no, it ends up costing you thousands of pounds because you end up buying ladders.
Yeah.
So
there's always something, isn't there?
There's always
something. But you've helped a lot of people in the group, including us with our electric setup. So thank you.
The thing is, I'm very happy to do it because I remember when we bought our Ocean, and we were sort of newbies to motorhome and camper vanning, and I went and I joined the VW California Club, which is this set up here, and there were some fantastic people on that site that just help you through the journey of, well, how do you camper van in one of these things? What's what's going to trip me up and what shouldn't do? So when I bought this, because 3 years ago it's still relatively early, and so you're on the journey slightly alone. You've got a few people, so I sort of chose to go. Well, I want to contribute because I felt that I got everything for free the first time around. So this time I decided, well, I need to contribute. And I'm retired now, so I can do all this stuff.
And
now,
you contribute a lot, so thank you very much. And thank you for sharing your modifications with us.
No problem.
It comes down to it, really.
So this is Den and Lisa's beautiful 680. They've done a lot of upgrades on this because they go away for 3 or 4 months at a time. And Den's going to show us some of the differences.
One of the things that was important to us when we were looking at our van was the amount of battery power that we have. So we could be off-grid, we don't have to be on electric hookup all of the time. And there are various different options on this. In our Facebook group, people talk about EcoFlows or other solutions that they've come up with. What we did was we actually used the car electric company in Germany to install lithium batteries and an inverter for us. And whereas the standard lead acid battery comes with about 50 amp hour of power, these lithiums reach 150. So in theory, you're getting 6 times as much with 2 batteries as you would with the standard battery.
So how do you turn the inverter on and off?
Oh, this is genius. How do we turn the inverter off? Come and have a look. Mind your head. Because it's all Volkswagen integrated, all Volkswagen fitted. In your little Dometic cupboard, you've got 1 switch.
Yeah.
I've got 2. You see that top switch?
Oh yeah.
That's the inverter. That switches the inverter.
That's very clever. Very clever.
And you wouldn't know that isn't a factory fitting.
No, it's really nicely done.
So yeah, so we don't ever actually turn it off, to be honest with you, but it's there. And then our battery up here, so it's all completely integrated into the system up there.
That's very cool. That's so really good.
And also then, so when you it fits in with the factory solar as well, so it charges from the factory solar. But when you're driving, it just charges up in the same way with the driving as well. And we've thought about our solar panel here is 160 watt, isn't it, on the Grand California? We thought about whether we should change it. It's plenty for us. Yeah, we never have a problem with it.
I think on the 680s they're 175, aren't they?
Something, yeah. But that's ample.
And how long can you stay off grid?
So
with these batteries?
So if we were, because when we're off grid now, we use the electric, because we've got electric, we use the electric. But if we went back to exactly like the base Volkswagen is, we could probably do, well actually what they advertise is 3 times. You'll be able to stay off grid 3 times longer than you can with the standard battery. But we could easily do 5-6 days. So our problem being off grid is not the batteries, it's the toilet cassette. So we carry a spare toilet cassette as well.
Yes,
but, you could easily. We won't this weekend. We won't probably even look at them this weekend. We'll be completely fine.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching. I hope you found it interesting and useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.